Alright, this is a reincarnation reading for Capricorn. This is for fun, not to be taken too seriously. You know how I'm emotionally charged, so I will probably, tell you the truth about some things and give you advice. But it's meant to be good advice, so, Also, if you want to use any of these questions in your own readings, if you're a tarot reader, or if you use a Ouija board, you can use these questions too. The Ouija board is a little scary when it comes to these questions. So just keep that in mind. I use my mirror Ouija board and it's like, it's scary as hell. But anyway, just keep that in mind when you use a Ouija board. With tarot reading, it's a little bit of the same thing, but it's a little bit of like, if you ask it in a different way, it'll give you a different answer. But with Ouija boards, it's kind of same answer. So number one. So who were you in a past life? We have mental health worker, a night worker. You probably had dark or tan skin, or you had blue eyes. You were pear shaped. You might have had some clingy personality to you. You might have been stable, serious, secure, stern, or stubborn in your past life. You were born probably June 1st through the 10th, and you had a Gemini Mars. Gemini Mars, I have a Gemini Mars. You want to like be like, you know, talked to, I think. That's what that is. You like it when people like chat with you. You're very sociable. Um so number 2, we have, were you married? Yes, you were. They like the way you look. So, if you were like a healthcare worker or a night worker, the person probably liked the way you look. They were either a Cancer or a Leo. They liked the way you look. They liked the work you did, whatever the case may be. So number 3, we have, were you happy in a past life? Yes, you were. Taurus, Scorpio, and you also have Saturn in here for some reason. So it's very like lucrative business. So financially secure, and that was the truth of why you liked your work. Because I don't think too many people wanted to work at like a mental health organization in the dark age of medicine. So like dark age of medicine is when like health and wellness were still being kind of looked through. Okay, so number 4, we have, what kind of work did you do? So we have being stupid, Fally, wearing of new start, resistance to start a journey, and reflection. So an air in Uranus. Earth is married to Uranus. So, there was probably a lot of very experimental things that you did around this time, as far as medicine was concerned. So it's not like it was like it denied explanation. It was kind of like, oh, if they're crazy, lobotomy. If they're over jittery, if they have ADHD, it's kind of like take away the stimulant, like it's very weird. If they were retarded, they needed more, attention or something. It was just a very weird logic around that time, which I found was, not the most favorable to certain people. But number 5, were you an honorable person? Yes, in the realm of medicine. Air, Spring, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So this was kind of modern age. So I'm thinking 1910 or something. with medicine. But it was more groundbreaking around that time to be like, oh yeah, if you did this and like doctors always want to say how smart they are, but they don't want to do like the natural remedy, right? And I don't mean like essential oils. I mean like actual going out and foraging for like roots and things for medicine. Um anyway, we have number 6. Number 6 is, what type of problems or challenges did you deal with? Okay, so we have Taurus, Gemini energy. So this is like somebody who's like constantly like an insomniac. So you had to deal with this person a lot. It was a man over the age of 40, dark hair, dark eyes, cold hearted, sharp, intellectual mind, but a knowledgeable effect. So this person is, it could be a doctor, but I think it was a patient. I feel like this patient was either sociopath or psychopath. They knew your weaknesses by looking at you. It's kind of like how I do it with medicine and things. But yeah, like it's not hard to know what somebody's about. Like if you know your intent and what you're good at, it's not hard to know like what other people's intent are. And it's nothing that's like passion fueled. It's mostly like, you know, it has to do with their culture. If they're Latino, they're probably very close to their family. If they're black, they're very close to style, fashion, music, and being unique. And if they're white, they're into jealousy and stealing things, such as land and tribal colonies. But anyway, moving on. Um, Trigger everybody in the comment section. But yeah, there's just like what people are about, just based on how they're brought up or cultural differences. So 7 is, were you a famous person? No, you were not. There is no Venus here, so there's no Empress energy here. So you weren't really getting like profit based fame. You were getting more of profit in work, doing whatever they said. So you probably were like one of those nurses or something. You're on the Igor level of medicine. Igor. Yeah, that one. 8. So number 8, were you in good health during your past life? Yes, you were. Water in autumn, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I feel like you were mostly emotional. You wanted to help people. You were a nurturer. You were kind of, you were helping people with like ignorance based scenario. So kind of not really knowing how to help, but trying to help anyway. It's that type of thing. So number 9, how did you die? You died at a young age, suddenly, of being alone. So no Scorpio sun. So I feel like you either died of overdose, of a seizure, or just for neglect. I feel like you might have actually been in a mental scenario, but you were very smart. You may have had like vivid dreams, or you could predict the future, and they thought that you were mentally ill. And then they use like is the shock therapy? Is that what it's called? Etrolock therapy or whatever. But yeah, it's something to that effect. And you had to deal with either a doctor or somebody who acted smarter than you were, and you're like, I don't need your crap. I already know what I'm doing. It's stupid. But yeah, it could be either you worked for somebody who was an idiot, or you dealt with a doctor who was an idiot. But yeah, it's Igor level of resistance here. But I do feel like you did make it to adulthood, probably like teenager, and you were probably an apprentice. At least some of you were, but I feel like you had to deal with people that were stupid. Did you have a soulmate? No, you did not. We have Aquarius in Mercury. So there was probably a lot of talk that you did want to get married, but I don't think it ever happens. I think you either passed away before it happened, or you had like an overdose before it happened. But yeah, it wasn't for lack of trying, or that you didn't want to have a soulmate. I just think that you were limited to who you talked to. Like, it was either like you worked all the time, or like you were limited to who you interacted with. But I don't think it was from lack of trying. I feel like they were within your community. It's just you never got out to go see them. Number 11. Is your present love somebody that you knew from a past life? Yes, it was. Aquarius and Pisces sensitivity. So this person was probably on the same level as you. It was probably the person that you were going to, yeah, that you married. That's what I thought. They liked the way you look and all that stuff, so they married you. Number 12. Number 12. Are you linked to your parents of today from a past life? Yes, there's somebody in your life that has red hair, petite or average height, light-footed, a stealth walker. This is a Sagittarius moon. So this could be a mother. I feel like this mother is very, like, very comforting, but she's like a sneaky snake. She could be a snake too, where she goes through like personal information and wants to know like what you're up to. But I don't think they're a bad person. I just feel like they want to make sure that you're on the right track. You know, it's nothing against them. It's just that like they don't know how to talk to you, okay? So you might need to have like scheduled days where you just talk about what's going on in your life with your parent. I feel like it might be a father or mother, but this person kind of wants to make sure that you're not into drugs or hanging out with bad serial killing people. And they might not know how to tell you that. So just make sure that they understand that, you know, if anything was going on or that you were in a state of trouble, that you would have talked to them about it, and, you know, it would ease their tension, okay? It's always better to have your parents as your best friend than have, like, you know, other people that are, like, your peer group be your friends, because, like, they don't know shit, and they're just, like, fucking around. Like, there could be some serious danger, and none of them would know you know. Number 13. Are any other members of your family from your past life reincarnated? Yes, there is. There's somebody who doesn't have a Libra Saturn, but they might be a little bit more like, I don't really know how to explain this. They have flair. They're little on the oh, I'm gay, you know, Volkswagen of things. They might actually drive a Volkswagen. I don't know why I said that, but they might drive a Volkswagen, or a smaller car, than most people. So might be like one of those Mini Coopers. Mini Cooper. I can't stand Mini Coopers. I know a lot of people drive them, but I'm not a fan. So number 14, we have What do you need to learn in this lifetime? I have Magic, Gemini, Cancer, so this is very mellow, like turn of hand, sleight of hand type tricks. So caring, softness, control, energy, life, mystical, love, caring soul, a trans-like energy, offer of love and marriage. So, I think in your lifetime you will meet somebody who you want to get married to and be tied down to. It might be somebody who's very tempting. And being a Capricorn, like if you get tempted by somebody else, it's a big deal because Capricorns usually don't get tempted by other people. Not usually. Their character arc is very like, oh, I'm gonna tempt you because I want you facilitated in my life. It's not the other way around, like somebody else is pulling the strings. So it's very interesting to have a different dynamic where Capricorn's not in power of their own lives. Like if somebody else tells you like they want to get married to you, you're not really for that. You want them to be married to you specifically because you asked, it's that type of dynamic. Okay, number 15, will you be reincarnated after this present life? No. Virgo and Mercury. So Virgo and Mercury is kind of more like a grounded, practical lifestyle. So, like you probably like to talk about more practical things or more like day-to-day things. Nothing too crazy, nothing too risque, nothing that would be like next Jonah Arc, It is very grounded. So I feel like for some of you might be due to the fact of life choices or decisions in the grand scale of things. But for the most part, most of you will not be reincarnated. You guys are, as they say, basic. Like you talk about day to day, the weather, TikTok, and other monotonous things that I could care less about. Like if you're gonna get reincarnated, it's usually if you have an air sign in your moon, because air signs and moons, like they go with the flow, but they also have really strong constitutions about certain things. Like they don't like this because of this and this and this and this. And they're innovators in that way because of changing the world to better suit people of their stature, which could be a power play or it could actually be more passive aggressive, where it's, it's stability over practicality. But yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway, Capricorn, I do feel like we're going into an era of understanding and feelings. So, Capricorn kind of wouldn't be like reincarnated all that much, you know what I mean? And your next cycle would have been I think it's four cycles after the fact. No, that's weird. So it's 10 over 7. So your next cycle will be in 200 years. So you're not going to get reincarnated right away. You're probably going to get reincarnated. There's going to be 200 years, and then the next 200 years, you're going to be reincarnated into that. Yeah, just very touchy-feely thing coming up. It's gonna be weird. But anyway, hopefully this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. You could always use this in your own way. If you read tarot cards or Ouija boards or, you do tack stick, If you don't know what tack stick is, I think it's like an African, like, bones and sticks and rocks and other, thing. It's kind of like what Rafiki did in The Lion King, where they have like those little stoke bowls and stuff comes in and like, you read what's in the bowl. Um, I always love that because like I do it myself and you always get something different. Like today I got a owl feather, a screech owl. Screech owls are my favorite owl, by the way. They look so magnificent. But yeah, I got some of his feathers. I think he was molting. So I have a lot of his little fuzz feathers all over the backyard. So I got some in my bowl today, and it was a tail feather and some of those like little seeds, like I think it's like that mullet, the little beads of seed. Um, I got all that in my bowl today, and I got some walnuts. But other than that, nothing too crazy. But yeah, owl feathers are great. So if you do any type of fortune telling, I think that would be like the best thing because you kind of look in the bowl and find out what everything means as far as vegetation and what kind of hair it is in there and feathers and rocks and like other things. Because it's nature and the wind kind of putting things into the bowl for you to find and search. It's the bowl of destiny. Just make sure it's not under any branches or anything. You have to put it in like wide open spaces so then it's objective. Anyway, Capricorn, hopefully you enjoyed this and you had fun. It's not too bad, it's not too good. It's just like kind of life lessons of the past, which is totally fine. Also, if you don't read anything that's like fortune related, you should because Capricorns are good at fortune related things. Anyway, I will see you in the next reading. You take care of yourself and take care of everyone. And do something nice for yourself. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be crazy. It can be like getting your favorite coffee at your favorite restaurant or having like movie night, just with yourself and a bowl of ice cream. Have something that's, making you feel more grounded. I feel like it's necessary for a lot of people just to feel good about themselves now. It's too much chaos in the world. Anyway, I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later.